Hit me.
um, well, if you could give us the best piece of advice, what would it be?
Live sex, movies, what concerning what?
Um, concerning this concerning the business, Beachbody. You know what I mean? Concerning Shakeology, Daily Sunshine, working with customers.
So you mean in terms of selling?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting conversation to have with me, since I'm really not the sell expert whatsoever. But I can say that through having many Zoom calls for the last few months, one thing that I, as a non-expert, I'm just one of you guys. Actually, I know perhaps less the very specific experience you're having, because I'm not doing that. But I've noticed that many times coaches have not read the Q&A, the FAQ, are not really familiar with the product, meaning really spending hours reading all the questions and all the answers, watching all the videos. I know that I made the top 10 for the Daily Sunshine, and very often the questions are the very questions that I made in that video, hoping that everybody will pass it around so that they could familiarize themselves with the product. So I'm noticing that it's almost like going to school, right? You're going to be very scared of the test if you have not looked at the material. But if you do look at the material. Is somebody asking me a question, or?
No, sorry. I think somebody, it just got unmuted. Everybody,
okay.
Make sure you mute yourself. Thanks.
So getting ready, just like for a test at school, is very important. Not in terms of performance, but if you're not ready, you get frazzled. And I don't say you as if you guys, but in general, what I'm getting is a sense of being frazzled, having shame about a question, the question of money, the price. People get all freaked out, and for me, it's know your material, meaning that when I used to be a track and field coach, and I had already my protocol with my shake back in those days, we can talk about that earlier after this. I knew my client, I knew his background, I knew what he was looking for. I had long conversation with him. I made sure that I was right for him, he was right for me or she. I had blood tests ready. I knew his blood test results. He understood my protocol, how I went about things. I asked about his deep challenges, financially, physically, emotionally, psychologically, his fears. As a track and field coach dealing with competitions, you had to be aware of all this in order to really know if you were the right fit, if this was something that would be fruitful for both of us. When I did sports psychology, it was the same thing. I really had to have a thorough understanding of who they were, and they had to really trust me. And so any challenging situation would be welcomed with enthusiasm, courage, curiosity, a desire to grow and evolve. It was not just about getting it right. As in here, it's not about just getting the sale at all. It's really about sharing something that you truly, authentically, completely, wholeheartedly believe in. So that when they ask you about the price, when they compare it to another product, your job is not to force someone to believe in the product or to prove that this is better than anything on earth. Your job, to me, is to have had a real experience with the products, felt the difference, see your health and whatever challenges you were encountering prior to the Beachbody experience, to see your well-being come online, to have read about the ingredients, to have understood the philosophy, being so in the know why you are a Beachbody coach, why you believe in it, why you are proud of not selling it, but sharing it, and whomever is open and ready to embark on an adventure with us, then they jump in. And whomever is not, they're not. Not, knock it on a door and no one is there, but really having fun sharing something that you truly feel wonderful about. You're not selling Coca-Cola or some candy with 20 grams of sugar, artificial coloring and preservative and GMO, pesticide, herbicide. You're selling something quite pure and enhancing, and the goal is to enhance everyone financially and physically and hopefully emotionally, because they all come together. So what I'm noticing is a fear of sharing, a fear of making your point, a fear of having a stand, having an opinion, and being completely at peace with someone else's opinion. If they're not into it, they're not into it, and that's totally okay, because before you were here with us, you may have said no to that same opportunity, and you said yes when you were ready to say yes. The same thing with weight, right? We gain and lose and gain and lose and gain and lose, but before any diet, before any shake, before any exercise program, if you don't have a deep, profound reason why health is your number one priority, you will be on the yo-yo stuff. It'll be up and down until the depth of your why is so real that nothing will sway you from wanting to be healthy. So to me, that's the biggest thing that I see: lack of preparation and lack of in-depth understanding. Are you really for these products? Do you really love it? And so also the ability to understand, like any job, that the odds, because you're dealing with human beings, and I'm one and you're one, and we know we're not easy, right? We're stubborn, we're weird. So you're dealing with human beings. So the odds that you show up with this opportunity and everybody raises their hands, yay, I'll get it. And you talk to 50 people and they all buy Shakeology or whatever it is you're offering on the platform. So the odds that they do that is null. Like, they're human beings. And you chose to deal with health, with emotional eating, with self-worth, with fear. That's what food and body image and behavior, it's deep stuff, man. You didn't step in, selling makeup. And there's nothing wrong with selling makeup, but it's a lot easier to sell makeup than to sell a change, a profound change in someone's life. So you're hitting so many nerves. They get freaked out just at the thought of changing a behavior, a pattern, of unveiling a fear or, something they don't want to look at. God knows what those human beings have been through before they got to you. God knows how many programs they tried. Perhaps some of them were not good at all, or perhaps they gave up to many of them and feel shame, and they feel like losers, and they feel like, here I go again. And they pick up the phone, or they show up on a Zoom call, and they walk away. And it has nothing to do with the prize or any of that. It has to do with not being ready. And that's okay, because I've been there, and I know most of us have been there somehow in some situation. And some will really not have the money, but perhaps they're curious, perhaps they want to hear about it. And if you don't make them feel like object, if you don't objectify the people you talk to, I know that I feel that right away. When I become just a prospect in someone's mind, I'm repulsed instantly. It doesn't matter what they sell. I just don't like the feeling of not being a full, whole human being when I talk to someone who's trying to sell me something. I appreciate it, but I just automatically pull back. So to me, being a Beachbody representative is not just the sell part. It's the fact that as soon as you pick up the phone, or as soon as you show up and talk to them, you want to share, you're excited about it, but do you really want to hear about what they have to say, their challenges? If you really hear it, all of it, their story, whatever they have to say, and not in a instant, I got an answer for that, I got an answer for that. That's against selling, by the way, I think. But not having a thing, a perfect little phrase, ABC, hit your beat. When someone gives you that answer, you hit them with that. And then that answer, to me, personally, it's not my style. I feel that if you show up and you listen and you, with curiosity, try to investigate what is it that they think you may help them with. What could you help them with? And really listen. Not have the answer at the tip of your tongue and you're not really listening to the other half of their sentence because you've already know what you want to say to them because you're convincing them. If you just show up with all that you have to share and listen, and you'll be surprised that if you say to them, after sharing and stuff and it's just not moving anywhere, and you may say, oh man, I really wanted to help you. If it's true, I really wanted to help you, and I feel like we have so many tools for you, but it doesn't feel like it's right for you right now. I hope, am I wrong? Do you feel that, or is there something you feel that hit a nerve that could help you? If not, I'm so sorry, but I really hope that you find what you need, the product of the program. And if you don't and you want to come back and talk to me, please feel free. I'm here to help. I just want to help. And if it's that sincerity, but you can't fake that. We are all very sensitive, whether we think we're not or we are. We are all very intuitive, and we are all very much about the energy. We may deny it, but it's true. If you walk into a room and it's pretty depressing and negative and people are angry, you are not going to feel right in that room. If you walk into a room and 3 women are checking you out and they're hostile, you will feel it across the room in the back of your head. You will know something's up. So we feel these things whether we are conscious or not. So to me, those are the very basic things that I feel are crucial. And if people ask you questions that destabilize you, do your homework, write it down, find the answer that the Beachbody platform has to offer you, and also look at why did it destabilizing me? If the price is a scary question for me, what is it? Am I judging the price of the product? Do I, in the back of my head, thinks it's way too expensive? So every time somebody asks you that question, say, well, why is it so expensive? Then your own insecurity about it gets triggered, and then your answer is very, convoluted because you're not clear. Wonderful. Write it down and then do your homework. I really, to me, my deepest desire is that the Beachbody people, the coaches, are people that are truly fulfilled personally by doing what they do. If you're miserable doing this, please go. Nothing is worth your joy and your serenity and your peace. Nothing. Not even the company, not even the product. You have to really enjoy talking about this product like I am right now. I enjoy every Zoom call. I enjoy every challenging question. I have no shame if I don't know the answer to write it down, come back with the answer. I enjoy the challenges at Beachbody. We encounter tons of them to keep that bioavailability, to keep that purity, to keep the heavy metals down, to keep the aliveness, the constituents of each plant alive, which is our lab coats guy at the office who do all that work, and collaborating with them to talk and discuss the product with Darren, even the showing up on stage and stuff, which is not something I thought I would ever do in my life. I enjoy it. It's a little bit challenging. It's fun. I get to know you. Like, even the stuff that's uncomfortable, I feel myself grow and evolve. And what used to scare me doesn't scare me at all anymore. So knowing that there's no failure, there's just learning and growing and an evolution. But the most important one is the evolution of your heart and of your mind and of your well-being, so that nobody at the other end of the screen or the phone can create doubt because you dig in. Every time you have a doubt, you dig in and you figure out what it is. So you show up as a happy coach, not happy, ha ha ha, superficial, but deeply committed and in the know. And so those are the things that I've noticed throughout the last 6 months, let's say. Talk to me. Let me know if that was helpful.
Yes, very. I feel like, because I've been a coach for almost 7 years now.
Nice.
This April will be 7 years. And the whole reason why I signed up is because I had the strongest belief in Shakeology. I struggled with depression and anxiety. Extremely, extremely bad. And I had two choices. Either the doctors wanted to put me on medication, and I did lots of research online that nutrition and exercise can help you out of depression and anxiety.
Yes.
So I decided to get Shakeology and just try it for 30 days. And it took about 2.5 weeks. And I saw a huge difference in the way I felt, like a real huge difference. And this was just me as a customer. You know what I mean? I didn't do it to sell it or anything. I just wanted to feel better.
Yeah.
That's all I cared about. And it changed me in such a huge way. I was missing tons of nutrients. I wasn't getting as a mom of 3 young kids under age 7.
Oh my God.
Kids under age 7. And so I was just eating, toast in the morning and just eating their scraps and just, I wasn't, and I was running like 5 to 7 miles a day and I was not losing any weight. It's because I felt horrible and my nutrition wasn't aligned. And so that was the missing link for me. And then after I did Shakeology for about 6 weeks, then I started with the P90X, and everybody around me, they're like, what are you doing different? Everybody's like, what are you doing? Like, you're a completely different person. You're so happy now. You're energetic. You're back to your old self, like how I knew you a long time ago. And they wanted to know what I was doing. They wanted what I had. And I sold on purely just, this is amazing. You know what I mean? And that's really how I started my business, because I have such a strong belief in Shakeology. I have such a strong belief in Daily Sunshine. My kids love it.
Oh, I'm so happy. I love that product, and people have asked me for that product for like 7 years at least. And I really thought parents would jump on it, but it's a slower start than I expected. But I love that product. It saved my butt so many times. I have a zillion situations where I'm like, oh my God, thank God we created this.
Oh, I started crying at Summit when they announced Daily Sunshine.
Oh, you were there?
I was bawling. Oh yeah, I was bawling. I was so happy.
Yay. So ask me questions, or if anybody has
do you have the questions that corporate?
Oh yes, right here.
Yeah, so if you want to go by those. And then
let's go through those. And also I actually have it written down because I wanted to give you the very well written American way of talking.
You're amazing.
So sugar in the Daily Sunshine, correct? So I could give you the quick, I'll give you the written answer and then we'll talk if you want. So there are 7 grams of sugar in chocolate, strawberry Daily Sunshine, and 8 grams in strawberry banana per serving. Okay, just to give you a perspective here, there's 14 grams of sugar in a banana and 19 grams of sugar in an apple. And a whooping, I think, 33 grams in Coca-Cola, I think. Crazy. So the 4 or 5 grams of naturally occurring sugar in Daily Sunshine comes from ingredients in the product, like the fruit blend. So that's just the fruit, just like a banana or an apple. That's 4 to 5 grams. So the only 3 grams added come from organic cane sugar. And okay, that's just how they say it really well. We added the minimum amount of sugar required to round out the taste because it was important for kids to love the taste and ask for the product by its name. So that's just basically 12 calories of sugar in the whole shake. So it's really just 3 grams of added sugar. And we did it because when we did our 400-something kids taste test, they all reached for the one that had 3 grams of added organic cane sugar. We tried stevia. They didn't like it. There's a bitter taste at the end. So to us, it's a very minimal amount of organic cane sugar, of added sugar. Everything else just comes, the 4 or 5 grams is just a natural sugar from each ingredient. Now, let me point out, it's not in here, but let me point out that go out there and do your research, because I did, and I'm in California. We are blessed. We have like a zillion type of whole food store with all the organic snack and all the natural snack and blah, blah, blah. And I could not find something with this low amount of sugar. I could not. Very often too, it was very nutty, so very high in dense protein, too hard to digest, or too crunchy or too nutty. I mean, I must have bought 30 different kind of snacks and had my kid try it. And also I have a little school that I started with 10 kids 3-4 years ago. And I had them try all the snack, and there was always more than half complaining about something. If it was all honey, which is high in sugar, then it was all sticky in their teeth. They didn't like it. So my goal with this was not sticky in the teeth, not complaining about bitterness or too sweet or not sweet enough, texture, smell, and taste, and the look. Like all of it had to be appealing, not only for our kids that we know are picky kids. Most kids are picky somehow. Now, I know a few parents that are blessed and their kids eat broccoli and they love their spinach and on. And I want to smash her head against the wall because she's so blessed, the person I'm thinking about. Her kids love everything. So she's a blessed one, but most of parents that I know were dealing with some crap all the time. So I wanted to minimize anything that would make them not want to drink it. Because one of my hidden goals was, as a parent, there's so many things that you have to do with your kids. You have to make sure they're not late. They have to do their homework. They have to brush and floss. They have to get clean because, at some point they do not want to get in the shower. And then once they're in the shower, they do not want to get out. And they're not hungry, and it's 7 or 7:30. They're supposed to be in bed at 8. They haven't eaten. Daily sunshine. Like, I wanted to deal with whatever a parent had to deal with, because I feel we battle so much. Like, there's so much of that going on. I love when I have nothing to say to my son, where I don't have to tell him to do anything, that I can just be and enjoy him and have him enjoy me and have quality time. And so part of me was thinking, God, wouldn't it be nice if a parent once in a while could say, I don't want to eat my vegetable. It's all right. Do you want a daily sunshine? Yeah. And they're happy and you're happy because it's a full serving of vegetable. There's 3 grams of fat, 3 grams of fiber. It's a good amount, 10 grams of protein. And, it's dairy-free, sugar-free, soy-free, non-GMO, organic. Like, your mind is at ease and you can make them a very sweet treat. They're super happy and you have like 15 minutes of bliss because you can just be with them. They're happy and you can avoid some battle. And so the well-being of the mother was something that I thought, my God, wouldn't it be nice if they didn't feel guilty? If once in a while they could just let go of the battle. They give them this shake and they know they're good, and the kids think they got away with something. And sometimes I tell my son the opposite. I say, honey, if you eat your vegetable, you can have a daily sunshine after dinner. Oh my God. Like, he thinks he's so scored, and it's a double win. So, there was also these concepts behind daily sunshine. So to me, it's a very low amount of sugar. And I think we did a great job at rounding up the taste. Hopefully that at least every kid could like at least one flavor. We did our best. So that's the sugar question. Did I answer and then babbled?
I have a question. It says, I love that. Eat your dinner and get your daily sunshine after, yes. And I don't know if you know this or you have to look it up, but it says, what's the percentage of natural sugar and added sugar in Shakeology?
I think, wow, let me go back my brain in Shakeology. I think it's only 3 grams 3 to 4 grams of added sugar from the organic cane sugar.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we are very conscious because of all our diets and all our workout plans. And so, like the Daily Sunshine was also done for a snack for all the diets, so that people that were allowed snacks could use the Daily Sunshine. So we are very conscious on sugar. It's something that is our priority, as high as a non-GMO.
I had a question. My kids, because they're a little older,
How old are they?
I have a hard time getting them to eat breakfast because they want to sleep in absolutely to the very latest. And then they love Daily Sunshine. And, you know what I mean? They drink it on the way to school.
Oh, nice.
And then they'll have a piece of fruit, you know what I mean, mid-afternoon, and they have their lunch. I mean, they are older. I do have an 8-year-old that will have more to eat with it. But what's your opinion on that?
Oh, yes. No, I think it's fantastic. Don't forget the Daily Sunshine is whole food. That's all it is. It's truly just pure whole food, minimally processed, kept all its bioavailability. The breakfast is a big deal. I have a 17-year-old, and she has Daily Sunshine or Shakeology for every breakfast. Now, if you feel that they need more substance, you can easily add half an avocado or a third of an avocado. You don't taste it, and it makes it rich like a smoothie, and ice. And it's, it adds fat, it adds fiber, it adds protein, and full of antioxidants. So, you can build it up just like we build up Shakeology, except that the Daily Sunshine is totally yummy without anything in it, which is different. We tend to dress up our Shakeology. So this one will be good with any very cold liquid, any milk you want, or water or coconut water. But it's perfect for breakfast. It's like, listen, with the 10 grams of protein, the 3 grams of fiber, the 3 grams of fat, the full serving of vegetable, it's a better breakfast than most breakfast kids have, right? So completely and absolutely. I also do the opposite. I try to get the food balance with my boy all the time, but sometimes he'll really want just pasta. But his blood sugar is very sensitive, right? My son goes up and down very easily, so I have to be very careful. So same thing with me. This is why, if I'm okay with Shakeology or Daily Sunshine, or he's okay, we're okay, because we are very sensitive that way. And so he wants a bowl of pasta, but I know that pasta never fills him up really. So a half hour later, he's always hungry. And I don't like just carbs at night before going to bed. And so this is where I will use the Daily Sunshine a half hour before the pasta, and then give him the pasta. Then he's full, but I know that it was balanced. I balanced it with a good dose of protein and fat and fiber. So I feel good about that. So you can always balance your meals too. If if what they ate is not quite up to par for you, you give them a Daily Sunshine, and don't forget you can put a banana in the Daily Sunshine. You can put any fruits you want. You can put coconut oil. You can really flesh it out, make it more dense nutrient-wise if you want them to have a fuller meal from it. It's a snack. It's a really healthy snack, but you can make it bigger. You can make it like a meal. And because it's very sweet, by the way, you can camouflage a lot of stuff in there, more than a Shakeology. It's really sweeter, so you don't taste much. So go for it. Sneak spinach or something.
That's a great idea. I know, because before it's like all my kids wanted to do is just eat. I mean, it's Ezekiel, but they just have Ezekiel toast with jelly on it.
Oh, yeah.
Cereal. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, what do you feed them,
Yeah, perfect. This is it. So again, if you add a third of an avocado, I'm telling you, they won't taste it. It just makes it thick and rich. And it's so good. And with Ezekiel bread and jam, now you got a complete breakfast.
I love that. I'm going to start doing that.
Yes, try it. I hope you like it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think there are some other questions I submitted.
Yes. So the whey. So yes, it's whey protein isolate. Let me read the official answer that you would find on the FAQ. The whey protein isolate in Shakeology is not produced using ion exchange. That I think is something that people don't understand. So I'll read this, and if you have any questions, please ask me. We only use whey protein isolate that has been purified through a gentle state-of-the-art cold filtration process specifically designed to maintain the protein integrity and bioavailability, the aliveness of it. It is the highest purity grade of whey protein commercially available based on protein concentration with nearly all of the fat and lactose removed. In addition, whey protein is considered one of the top protein for digestibility and biological value. We have explored sourcing grass-fed whey protein isolate. However, there is very limited global supply and it's not nearly enough to meet annual requirements. If someone has a concern consuming whey protein, we got the vegan varieties. So that's the official answer. So there's a big difference there, is that it is a cold filtration process to really, really keep the protein in the whey extremely assimilable, meaning your body will absorb it very easily and convert it into what you need very easily. Does that make sense? I see that, but I didn't hear anything.
Yes, for sure. And I know everything's in the FAQ. I just think they wanted to hear it from you.
No, it's lovely. No, I'll go for it, but I want you to know that if you talk to someone, to a coach, that this one is in there. So I want you to know that it's somewhere written on the platform and they can go to it and read it. That's important. Let's see. Question 3. Can Shakeology or Daily Sunshine be frozen? It's designed to be absorbed right away. So as soon as you start putting water into a product, water is an activator, right? It starts processing things. Like if you pour water in a liquid and you let it sit there, slowly the vitamins over time will be less and less effective. So we made it so you would ingest it within 30 minutes, but it's still good overnight in the fridge, and it's good if you freeze it for about 2 days. Does that help?
Yes, very much. Good. Thank you.
I know I have the answer here somewhere, but I think I got it. I think that's what it is. Okay. And then question 4. Is it okay for kids to drink Daily Sunshine for a meal in the morning? Yes, we said that. It's okay anytime. Don't forget, it's food. It's whole food. That's all Daily Sunshine is. So you can have it as a snack. You can have it before breakfast, before lunch. You can have it as a meal replacement if you fill it up, if you add more ingredients like we talked about. It's anything you need it to be. And I made it so that every ingredient was something you knew and understood. It was a simple formula, and it's a lot. It's meaning that there's enough in there to make an impact in your health. So I also thought about all the autistic kids, the ADHD kids. All these kids have a very hard time with textures and flavor and smell. They're very, very sensitive. And I'm so happy to see I get hundreds of parents, little videos with their kids that are autistic that actually love the Daily Sunshine. And those are kids that it's very hard to get nutrition in their bodies. So that pleased me to no end. I was really happy because I thought about them as well. So it's a very pure product, a very simple product, but it's very complete. It's the most balanced snack you'll ever see out there. I'm telling you, this thing is not out there. We're the first to do it, and hopefully there'll be people following through on those paths because we need more of good stuff like that for our kids.
Well, I have all 3 of my kids drinking it, and they love their little shaker cups, and I put with permanent black marker their names so they don't get a mix.
Yes, that's the whole point. They feel good, right? They feel like big kids because they can shake it themselves and they can put it. Oh, I love that. Yes.
Yeah, I have an 8-year-old, an almost 12-year-old, and a 14-year-old, and they all drink it in their little shaker cup. And everybody at school is like, "What's that? What's that?" And then their parents end up ordering it.
Yes. No, listen, in my school, some kids have different snacks and candies and stuff. And my kids, does his shake. You feel like a big guy. He's 9. And in the beginning, they were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're not having, your mom won't buy you blah, 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 won't let you have blah, blah, blah. And within 2 months, beginning of the year, when we came out, now I have to bring bags of Daily Sunshine. They don't know how lucky those kids are. I bring bags, and we go through bags like that. And the parents called my director, and they say, is my kid eating? Because his snacks he hasn't touched his snacks. I'm telling you, they're not eating their whatever, and they're asking for Daily Sunshine. And that is cool, because I wasn't trying to sell these kids, and they don't care about it, right? They love their candies, and they turned around without us doing anything. They just love it. And so now we make big blenders full, and everybody's got a Daily Sunshine for snack. And my teacher said she can absolutely see the difference in their focus and attention span. I can't prove that. That's just me saying that. This is not research and scientifically proven, but I'm telling you, my kids are doing well. So you can only see that for your own self to see if your kids do well with it. But it's been a blessing for me that way as well.
I agree. That's, I think, what the question, and you answered it extremely well, is that we just want to make sure that, you know what I mean, if it did fill them up, that they could use as a meal replacement, because it is hard to get kids to eat. And so it's nice when they can get something so healthy in their system. Especially early in the morning.
Yes, and it's designed as a snack. It's a snack, but just like the Shakeology, you can do so much with it. And you know, like me, I'm a big eater. So just water in the Daily Sunshine or the Shakeology, it's literally going to last me for an hour. Like I always put half an avocado. I put almond butter. I put coconut oil. I put bananas. Like I dress the crap out of those shakes. So I need a lot of calories in food. But you know, my husband will just shake Daily Sunshine or Shakeology with water or almond milk, and it lasts 2-3 hours for him. So we're all very different too.
Do you guys have any other questions?
Come on.
You know, I do have.
Who's that? He had a question.
I apologize. That's my 8-year-old.
Oh, does she or he have any question?
I don't have a question, but I do have something to say.
Yes.
So I'm a teacher.
It's so nice to see your face. I haven't seen anybody's face. Oh my God.
Well, I've been trying to do laundry and trying to do some other things, but first of all, I just want to say it's so awesome to be on a phone call with you and just to hear your passion. It's incredible, and
thank you.
Thank you for being on here. But so I am a teacher, and it's incredible to see what kids bring, first of all, for lunch. Like you would just die to see.
No, I know.
Yeah. So the things they bring for lunch, the things they bring for snack is horrible. And so and actually the other day, I teach 5th grade right now.
Okay.
And the other day I said we're gonna do a brain break. So we're huge on the whole brain breaks and, you know, activity and whatever. And so I pulled up double time and we did it.
Oh, yay. Thank you for talking about that.
I'm telling you what, I have not seen, because so I've been a teacher for 23 years, and we've done Shaun T, we've done some Tony Horton. So we've done a bunch of different things. I'll pull it up and just say, like, we're going to do this, you know, in the inside recess or whatever. But so I said, okay, we're going to do this double time. I didn't say anything about it. I said, grab a partner. We do lots of things in the classroom, you know, but they were touching each other, which they're not used to.
Huh.
So to me, like, that whole physical touch, like, that's huge.
Yeah.
But they had to work together. They had to figure out the whole movements or whatever. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. But
lovely though. I get it. It's a big deal.
But what would be? So I'm like, my wheels are turning as far as, I mean, I have a huge platform of parents that I can reach out to introduce or talk to them, because the snacks they're bringing, the food they're eating, the kids are eating Pop-Tarts and all this other crap, you know, and it's killing me.
Yeah.
But I
Making
just don't
your
know.
job harder too.
I don't know the right way to gift them this amazing opportunity.
So you're talking about the Daily Sunshine, or
Yeah.
about, can you, I'm just thinking out loud with you. It's such a wonderful question, because you could affect many schools.
Yes.
Can you do a, even double time, because it's easy to get double time anywhere.
Yes.
But can you do a parent meeting for your class at least, to see if there's an interest in hearing about the difference that you saw in their kids? Or can you have a teacher meeting first, like them separately first, to assess what the teacher feel? Ask them to try it, maybe offer them to try it in their class. You know, if not Daily Sunshine, to do a, you know, to bring, I don't know. I mean, I tried so many things in my school. Like, I would, just for my class, I would ask the teacher, can I just bring a big bowl of fruits, and the kids cut them together, you know, prepare them and have that as snacks? And can we do that for like 3 weeks to see if there's a difference in how they are and how they are with each other, by, again, working together, preparing their own food that way.
Right.
You know, asking the parents, do you want to pull in? Do you want to just chip in like $5 a month? And we can buy some, you know, healthy, have a basket of healthy snacks that we put in the middle of the class for snack time. You know, assess your crowd. Just like I was saying, do your homework.
Yeah.
Assess your crowd in terms of, don't even try to do the other class.
Right.
Assess your class, the parents, or have a one-on-one talk. Can we talk? Yeah. However, you're the one who knows your people, but assess them. Assess the parents, assess the teachers, because let's say it becomes contagious and you have good results. Yeah. Then the next class tries, and then all the classes in your school tries. Then it could be one of those things that as a school, you pass it forward. I mean, It can go far, but you have to start one step at a time. I would also not underestimate the value of discussing that dream of yours with your kids.
Right.
Like, you know,
telling
them how amazing, you know, double time was, and discussing, or sharing a book or a little movie, anything, you know, document. Now it's easy. You got a laptop, you Google, you can have little 10-minute things about healthy eating, or the changes in their brains. Kids love to see all the real scientific brain waves. Like, you prep your crowd, perhaps your kids, get them all excited so that they talk to their parents about it. And then you have maybe a parent meeting, and you know, or the teachers first. I don't know if you have to ask permission, but that's what I would do. I would really not feel pressure in time, but really work each step very thoroughly, because it's a long-term thing that you're talking about. So it's totally worth it. It does not matter how long it takes you to establish it. And then, you know, this is why we have a 30-day money-back guarantee, right? We know that it takes a good month sometime for change to be obvious to everybody. So take your time, massage it, really massage it. But I definitely would step on it, because especially with YouTube and Facebook, you could really start something amazing among teachers, because it takes one individual to really care and make a change in one place. And if the change is really obvious, it is contagious. And with our tools nowadays, as we know, we can really pass it forward. So you could share that on your Facebook, do a call of action with teachers, you know, do a Zoom call with as many teachers as you can gather. And, you know, if the government is not going to help us by stopping these incredibly bad snacks or bad food at the cafeteria, then let us care about our kids. And at the end of the day, if your kids are more balanced in their energy, you will have more able students, able to focus, able to remember, do well on their tests. So I've seen research on that. So it has been done. There are schools in New York that take on their own kids' health in that way. So I highly recommend that you go for it, that it's sort of a side project that could become a big deal.
I got it. I
So
get
thank
it.
you.
I got it.
Now, it'd be wonderful if it could be the day. We're working on that. We're trying ourselves to figure out. We're working on 1 or 2 women that deal with what's the word in English? Underprivileged kids here all over United States. And so we're trying to see if we can provide. And so we are doing this sort of same thing as you are. One step at a time, we're seeing if we can change this obesity trend, which starts at a young age, and and kids that do not have the means to buy anything healthy, can we do something about? So if we take on these battles, as opposed to waiting for the government to change, but they make money out of us not knowing all that stuff.
Right.
But many, even in the government, they're not publicized. Nobody talks about them, but there's a lot of good people also in the government trying very hard to make changes, but it's hard, but they don't stop. So it's the same. I feel like each mother, each teacher, because you guys spend out more time than we do with our kids. So you are so precious and so important in raising our kids as healthy kids. So I really feel that, and they're not making it easy for kids nowadays. Your pay and the way you're handled, it's just not okay. But you could make yourself feel so much better about your job if you had this hard project where you are changing the lives of children, of perhaps future adults that could be very ill. So it's an incredible thing when you realize I cannot sit here anymore and wait for others to do it for me and talk and Google about it and complain and point the finger. But however small your thing is, whatever you can do, it makes such a difference, right? Like, I know that 10 parents that are at my school, their kids are not afraid going to school. They're not being bullied anymore. They are eating super healthy. We have healthy snack like that. We have all our shakes there. And they cry. They come to me and they say, it's so much easier for me to go to work because my kid is not sleepless at night, afraid to go to school, full of anxiety. And on it goes. They're looking forward. They run to the school. Do you know how happy that makes me? I mean, it's the best thing I've ever done. One of the best things I've ever done in my life. And I see these kids now for 4 years growing and blooming. They came scared, anxious, stomachache, on it goes. And they're blooming. So coming from a person who's moving through a similar situation as you, but you're crucial because you're in a public school, right? What an amazing thing if you could start a movement of teacher understanding their value. You're not getting paid enough. You don't have enough. I forgot the word in English. Health insurance and all that. That's totally true. But that's one way that you can empower yourself is to understand. And I'm a parent. And my kid was in public school here, and it's a good neighborhood, and it was horrible. And he was constipated for a year. I mean, it was hell. He was in fear, and I took him out, and I was going to do anything I had to do, but never back in the public system. So now some kids are more sturdy than others. Some do better, but some don't. But they all need health, and they could all use activity, and they could all use healthy eating and no sugar, especially white sugar. So, go to town, my dear. Like, empower your value, at least on the heart level. Because these kids, if you change these little lives that way, they'll never forget you. And what a legacy. What a legacy. That has nothing to do with being famous. That is human beings never forgetting the teacher in my 4th grade and my 5th grade. I have one teacher like that. To this day, I've never forgotten her. So you are very important. And so use your power.
Okay. My wheels are turning, so I will do that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And share it. Share it on Facebook.
I will. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Does anybody have any more questions? And I apologize, for some reason I'm gonna have to call the Zoom tomorrow, because for some reason that's why you can only see a picture of me. This is the first time that's ever happened. Of course, it's on this call.
That's all good.
Does anybody else have any questions about anything? Or I think there was one more thing, if you have another couple minutes.
Oh yes, I have 5 minutes.
Okay.
I don't have any more on my little sheet here.
This is just, Michelle asked, best advice for life would be cool. They ask her, your best advice for life. Maybe you could end it that way.
For life, oh. I can only say the best that for me, and if it connects with you, then wonderful. Don't be afraid to be honest. Don't be afraid to be honest with all that you are. All that you are. Don't be afraid to ask the tough questions. Don't be afraid when something is scary to run towards it, embrace it. Those fearful moments are full of grace. This is where our deep shadows hide. So embrace it, run toward it, uncover it, put light on it. Whatever you think you should feel shame, it's not shame. So the honesty of embracing all that you are, a little bit like how we embrace our children. I think all of us here are mothers. You know how we see their imperfection? We see when they're impatient, when they're not being kind-hearted, when they're selfish, all that stuff. But we know that these qualities are not who they are. We know that they're such good, pure little things, right? You can feel the goodness through their eyes, and you see all the lovely little actions that they do here and there. And so you embrace all of who they are. You're not categorizing what is worthy of love and what has to be earned to be loved and what is not good enough to be loved. They are loved unconditionally. So I think we lose that toward ourselves. We believe the outside world, what we should do, be, create, the kind of job, the kind of outfit, the kind of look, the weight, all of it. We think we have to earn this love. We forget that we are just like our little kids. We are good and lovable and worthy, and we fit in wherever we are. We are children of God. I don't know if you guys are atheists or believing in God, but you are alive. That's another way of saying it. Therefore, you belong on earth. You belong in living your life. So you fit in, and you are worthy of being loved and being cherished through your imperfection and through your weaknesses. And there's no failing, right? We all know that, because if we didn't fail, we would not learn anything. Listen, look at history. We've been doing the same mistakes for at least 2,000 years, and we're still doing them. We still think that killing people will solve problems. We still think attacking and bringing separation is going to help. We know it does not. But we do that toward ourselves. We criticize ourselves so harshly. We judge ourselves so harshly. We never forgive mistakes we make, and we just accumulate these harsh judgments 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and then we wonder why we overeat. We wonder why we don't want to exercise. We don't see our value. There's a part of us that don't value ourselves. So the courage and the deep love that it takes to look at your child and do the right thing, but love them through it all. No matter what they do, you love them, and you still keep giving them boundaries and guiding them toward what you know is better for them, more enhancing for a happy life. Do that for yourself. There's no shame. There's no judgment. None of us are perfect. It's all a learning curve. It's all trials and tribulation. It's all testing stuff. Nobody's got the answer. They want to look like they do, but they don't. You are unique. You live your own life, but we all could use some deep courage and deep honesty in really embracing what God gave us. I had a woman saying something to me the other day, a question, like a silly question. It was meant to be silly and fluffy about like if I was going to choose a supermodel or whatever, which body or what I want. I forgot what the context was, but I really thought about that. And I realized that I would not, and I'm not saying I think I'm so perfect at all. I would not exchange my body for any supermodel, not because they don't have a beautiful body, but because somehow, and I hope, and I'm going to ask you that question, somehow my body, my skin color, the shape of my bones, my hair, the color of my eyes, and the whole package, if I take away my judgmental critic inside of me, and I look at my life, I'm 50 now, well, it fits my life. It fits my emotional growth. It fits my spiritual growth. It fits everything. Somehow this body fits my life. It was built and given to me because it's part of my growth and the why I was created on this planet Earth. So does that make sense to you?
Yes, I love it.
Somehow the body that you have is exactly the body you have to have. If it's overweight, if it's whatever it is that you don't like, your curly hair, short, not tall enough, I don't know. We all find something. Somehow that was exactly the challenge you were supposed to learn from. I feel the same way about relationship, about failed marriage, about good long marriage, about disease. Somehow it happens to us, and we all, millions and millions of people, and we all have different stories. That's not a coincidence. So embracing those stories, embrace these bodies, embrace your anxiety, your depression, and do alchemy with it. Transform it by, just like you share and you hold and embrace your child with all your love, and they're sobbing and they're sad, but you love them. You're not trying to fix it. You love them, you hold them, and they stop sobbing and they go back to playing and they're good because they were allowed to feel. Nobody told them you're not supposed to feel your feelings right now. Nobody told them they're a loser because they have pain. Nobody told them you should not feel insecure about that. Nobody said you better walk on your first try because you're not, if you're crawling and in a month you're a loser and you'll never learn to walk ever. Everybody knows they'll learn to walk at some point. It takes some kids a month and others 6 months. Who cares, right? It's their ride. Same thing with yourself. There is nothing to compare yourself with because you're the only you. And for some reason you were born the very way that you were born. So be honest. Have the courage to be authentically honest with all that you are. Run toward yourself. Embrace it all, and it will give you the clarity to love yourself and do what you need to do to move and grow through it, as opposed to beating yourself up for the rest of your life. And 20 years from now, you're dealing with the same low self-worth and the same challenges that you were 20 years before that. Does that make sense?
Yes, very much. This is so good. So good. Thank you so much. I really.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I hope this was good for you guys.
Just some. Okay. Yeah, this was so good. I'm gonna go back and listen to the recording. And I really, it's so funny because I was in Bible study yesterday, and we were talking about self-worth and how so many of us we just beat each other up, and we just keep telling ourselves we're not good enough, and you exactly said what basically that we need to do. So
wow,
just need
what's great synchronicity.
Yeah, the exact same thing from you.
Yeah, because there's no other way out. I've seen people that have gotten in great shape and they look fantastic, but their self-worth is still the same, deep, deep hidden in there. So you got to go in there and not be afraid to dig in.
Thank you so much for this call.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate, the fact that you're pouring this time into us. We are so grateful
I'm grateful for you guys. This is teamwork. This is long-term relationship, right? It's easy to have fun for 2 weeks or 2 months, but then when together with someone for 25 years and 3 kids, it's a whole different story. And to me, the Beachbody platform is a long-term relationship. There's ups and downs, there's challenges, there's growth, but we're doing it together. So without you, we couldn't do it either. So we value you a great deal.
Well, I believe that it's just having a strong passion for what we do and just a strong belief, because people are going to know if you fake it. So like you said, to be authentic and just be real with people. And if you really love it, then it's going to show.
And it's more than people will feel it. You'll know it.
Yes.
What matters is your experience before anybody else's experience. So you'll know you're faking it. You'll finish your day. You won't feel good. And that's not okay. That's not health. I don't care how sexy and you're size 2. If that's how you feel when you hang up the phone, you're not going to be healthy, right? Emotional and psychological and spiritual health is the beginning of everything. So for you to feel good.
Well, I just started drinking Shakeology just to feel better. And then I ended up losing weight, just because I was giving my body tons of nutrition. But I did it just to simply feel better. And it totally is what my body needed. And so that's the reason why I'm doing this. And I've been doing it for almost 7 years, because I know that if I need, so many people are struggling to feel good, because I believe that everything's so genetically modified now, and so much nutrition has been gone by the time it hits the grocery store, that I just feel like
we just don't know how we have crazy lives, or there's so much nowadays. Yeah.
So
thank you so much, everyone, and thank you for asking me to be here with you guys.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
You as well. Be well, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, Michelle. I love your thumb up and your waves. Bye, guys.